Yes, thank you, got it. Oh, somebody push got it on the screen. Okay, guys, what day is tomorrow? What tomorrow night?
Okay. All right. Right.
Well, that's at the Watershot Caves. And I'm gonna send out this screen, you can kind of have it right on there. But guys, even a bigger turnout than last year. So last year, Peter just did a wow, because last year we had a huge turnout. This year is even bigger, so we are so excited for that turnout. But you will see we've got happy hour 4:30 to 5:45. 5:45 is here. We're going to do dinner and kind of start the award ceremony during the dinner. And then there'll also be dessert, and then there are cave tours during happy hour. So just come on in and you'll see they'll have little gangsters that will be offering to take you on a cave tour. I think they said like.
It's like midgets. Are you talking about? You're not.
Arms.
So yeah. And then
The water case. Okay. Yeah, it's gonna be a treat.
And then everybody's got your all dapper Dan outfits for the event. There's a little bit of top hat or bow tie or suspenders or, you know, something fun. Come on, roaring 20.
T-shirt. Rolled up black.
Cigarette pack rolled up in your sleeve, each one penny piece.
That's more, but you do what you do, Peter. That's right. For you.
All right, so we are super excited. We cannot wait to celebrate you and with all of us. Super excited.
Anyone have any questions? I heard someone.
What's for dinner?
Oh, it's an Italian. It's an Italian buffet, so there's gonna be fettuccine, spaghetti, they're gonna have all kinds of sauces, meats, bread, salad. So yeah, it'll be free noodles, yeah.
All right.
Pick your own sauces since there's different meats and sauces, that kind of thing, so, yeah, kind of make your own.
I think that's.
Take your.
I'm exactly.
Example, can you give it up? All right, let's see what we got. Oh, good. our special guest. Okay, just a reminder, guys, what should we be doing in the morning other than team meeting day? What should we be doing from 9 to 11:30?
Die.
Mondays, lead gen with leadership. Wednesdays, command lead gen with your ALC members, Tia and JB. I think we're on week 3 of that.
Have any of you can join their call?
Who's joined the call with them? I know they had a couple people last week before.
Okay, I'm not gonna leave my hand up forever, so we'll say this. What they were doing, I watched last week, what they did, I thought it was really cool. It was really inspiring to see that they were just, moving the ball forward. So if you haven't done it and you're looking for an opportunity to get involved and you're not making your calls, and you want to be surrounded by people who are going to help you make that and hold you accountable to that, check them out. They've done a really great job. I appreciate their engagement and appreciate that they're doing this. So shout out to Tia and JB that are here today. But if you're online, thank you guys.
I think I see Tia did thumbs up. And you do not have to, if you haven't been to the first one or the second one, you can still do the next one or the next one. Maybe you can't jump on until 9:20 or 9:30. That's okay. You can be here or you can jump on. They usually have a link, but join them as well as Thursdays. We've got lead gen with Chad, with Michael, with Adam Witter. They kind of do like a Thursday lead gen as well. And then Fridays, do it with a buddy. Make a commitment, put it on your calendar, do it with a buddy. I grabbed this just because, of course, it has that word business expense, which always makes me excited. So, but this is a live webinar and I sent it out yesterday. It's at 12 o'clock on Wednesday, the 15th. And she's got just a course on expense management in Pivot Shift Ahead. In this class, you'll learn valuable strategies for maximizing your profits by effectively managing your expenses. From reducing overhead costs to identifying hidden expenses, she will guide you through proven techniques that can help you save money and boost your bottom line.
Have any of you reorganized your business expenses this year? Like actually taking the time to say you've reorganized it, you've cut your expenses? So I mean, honestly, you guys, one of the biggest things that I think real estate agents have a tendency to do is they can focus on what needs to be done, and that's important, right? This is going to give you an opportunity to say, listen, where should I cut my expenses? Where have I not looked where I could cut some of these expenses down? And so that, you know, remarketing your business is important. But the expenses that you don't know that you have, that you're, you know, $12 and $20 and $70, whatever it is, take this as an opportunity. We have a lot of education here, people that are thriving in this shift, and they're doing it by realigning their expenses first. So take a chance to look at that.
Yeah, I definitely say if you can get on this tomorrow at noon, then you can always meet with us. You can meet with me, you can meet with Matt, you can meet with Nick. You can definitely sit down with us and let us help you look at those expenses and, you know, where can you cut costs? What can really help you effectively make a difference on that bottom line? So if you ever want to do that, just reach out to one of us and we would love to spend that information week.
And I think you should really go back 3 months and look at your bank statements, because a large portion of us are probably paying for some sort of subscription that we don't use or rarely use. Now that I'm thinking about it, I think I have a little back. Cut those out.
And there's so many tricks to doing it. I mean, truthfully, one of the easiest is so old fashioned, but I did it with both the market center finances and I've done it with my own personal, where I tracked 3 months, highlighted in green, non-negotiable, has to be there. And then I did yellow, it's kind of a, you know, don't really have to have it, but like for instance, cell phone, it is kind of important. And then pink was absolutely just had it because it was something I wanted, maybe it was a subscription to this. But same with the way to the business expenses, kind of the same thing. And then just started cutting out, like, you know what, we don't need this, we can get by because this will cover that. Just really now is the time to come and do that.
All right.
Right.
All right. So I'm gonna stand up for this one.
Who's just being bold?
Yeah, now I'm bold. How many of you have taken bold by a show of hands? Okay.
How many want?
How many of you want to? No, I want to start by saying this. I sat on the bold call yesterday, so we had a call with the bold coach, Danny Grimes. And I was reminded of this, and that it's very simple. Some of you have taken bold, you think, oh, I've taken it, I know what I'm supposed to do. The reality is that Gary says you should take bold 10 times, 100 times, continue to take it, right? For $800, if you did it once a year, and you break down those numbers, the average bold participant ends up with how many transaction sides? Does anybody know? Size Todd? So you and I both right. So they said 11 yesterday, but those are transactions that are accounted for as kind of proxy to this. 7 is a number that we could prove, and that's been a number over time. The average transaction side in our market right now makes about how much? About $10,000, right? So here's the reality, guys. If you go to Bold, you end up spending about $22 an hour for coaching that will result in you ending up with $70,000 in additional revenue. Now let's take the drunk monkey inside of your head right now out and say this. Yeah, maybe you would do 2 or 3 by yourself. So let's say that you've made $40,000 from this. Is that worth it? Yeah, it is. Now let's go to the next step. Do you have time for it? Yeah, right. In this shift, in what we're going through right now, there is an opportunity for you guys to participate in top tier training by one of the top tier coaches in the country that is going to inspire you to get off your, I gotta be careful with it, that will inspire you to get off your behind and do work. Yeah, your most. And so, you guys, I know that there's a tendency to go, well, you know, I've done it, and it's $800. So we have something that I think is incredibly special that I'm going to let Gary tell you about right now.
Oh, thank you. All right, so this is also only effective for the next 24 hours. And it doesn't start, so do not do it while we're in the team meeting. But literally at 10:35, it will start. There's the registration link, so go ahead and pull it up. The first 10 people to register in the next 24 hours will get an automatic $400 deduction covered, paid for by the Market Center upfront off your registration. So if you pay for it today, it'll be in your account by it'll be in the account by 7 o'clock. So, because I'll know before 2 o'clock, if you pay for it sometime in the next 24 hours, immediately afterwards, that $400 back. So you're going to get that reimbursed to you immediately for the top first 10 that do that as of 10:30.
10:30 today, you will have the first 10 will get this. And here's the thing I will say, you guys. If you don't get that 10, your first response is, well, you have $800. If you had $400, you have $800. I know that times are tight. I know that we're all looking at different budgets. This mentioned that. But you guys, this is $22 an hour for some of the best coaching that we have available to us, and arguably some of the best coaching in the entire country. So take this opportunity to invest in yourself, invest in your businesses, surround yourself with the people who also want to transform in a time of shift. Come on, guys, let's get this. And also Carrie and I, Matt, Alex, Sean, the whole leadership team don't want to look like tools when we have to get on the call every week beforehand, and we're getting beat by a different market. So help us out a minute. You don't have to always help them, but otherwise I have to sit there with Erin Duckworth, and she is smug about it. She's got this many people scheduled, and I don't like that smugness. So
He wants to be the one.
yeah, I want to be able to smug next week. So let's build this up, talk to each other about it.
If you haven't done Bold, if you're not familiar with what Bold is, again, CCS as well, but it is going to be once a week. Let me quickly, I have to look at the schedule, but it's once a week from 9 to 2:30, mostly Thursdays. There's one Friday in there, but otherwise it's Thursdays.
At a minimum, sign up the first time.
Yeah. So again, and that's the thing, so just also clarify that with me too, know that you signed up for the full. I will watch for those that come in that order.
You create a cohort in this, you guys. You end up around the table with a bunch of people that are also doing the same thing, and they're from different market centers. They're at different levels of production, and so cross pollination of ideas is incredible, and you're on a journey together. It's transformational.
Life changing.
I swear it really
Hands
is. And I see a video from me later today pushing this more, so be prepared.
How many times have you taken?
Try to get up here. Who in this room has been to Bold the most? Let's start with who's been there 7 times. Put your hand up if you've been there. Jump.
Did what you're saying.
More. And there's a gal, Debbie Benson. She was originally out of Rochester. She's here. This is no lie, more than 22 times. She has been to Bold, and she is as smart as they can when it comes to like what tools she needs. And I mean, she can just repeat it. She can do it. She said every time I learn something new. And I mean, yeah, I'm just telling you, there's never too many times.
So we're gonna keep talking about it.
All right, sorry. So then we're kind of jumping to the next slide, which is a bit similar of Reverse Bold, which is on March 21st. So guys, remember, this is the easiest thing you've ever done and the best thing you've done for your clients. It is a $1,000 giveaway to your clients. I know some people are starting at like, hey, I'm giving away $500 if you do this. And then they're going to increase it like, hey, I've decided to do 1,000. But you literally are just going to start marketing to your clients. Start marketing right now. Call me on March 21st between 5 and 7. All they got to do is just call you. You're going to be in this room. You got to be here by 4:30. You're going to be in this room. And then any phone calls you get between 5 and 7 from those people, you're entering them in a drawing for $1,000. And we've got the wheel. Who was in here when we did it last time? It just perfect. And it just seamlessly, we get to see the wheel. So it'll be a live drawing, but we just see it within, usually it's about 10 to 15 minutes when the 7:30 clock hits. Or 7 o'clock clock hits. By 7:15, we're ready to spin that wheel. We can see it and the winner's announced. If they're willing to give us their information, that money's in their account the next day, or we'll hard copy the one check.
You guys, this is one of the easiest ways to get your phone to ring. You know, we all complain about, not all, some of us complain about calls, right? I gotta make calls, I gotta make calls, I gotta make calls, I'm cold calling. This is a warm call invitation from people that you know you, like you, trust you, hopefully. And it's an opportunity to have a conversation with them, a needs analysis, briefly, just getting them on the phone. Hey guys, I'm excited to have you. But it's a good touch, and they have a chance to win $1,000. So if you haven't thought about doing this yet, and you're wondering where your business is going to be this year, this is a great opportunity to offer your database $1,000 to participate in this, the potential for $1,000 for them just to make your phone ring.
And what tonight, maybe they're not even in your database yet. But you're gonna post on your social media, and they're gonna see it. You're gonna ask 3 simple questions, but you're also now gonna have somebody new you might be able to add to your database you forgot about. Like maybe you forgot about Bob Smith, who lived in your old neighborhood, 10 years ago, but he's still your friend on Facebook. And now you've got Bob Smith, you can put him in your database. That's a new touch. So, highly recommend it. Again, it's just.
There is a way for us to transfer into command all of your contacts right from your phone.
Is there any questions on that, how that works? That's awesome. Don't has to be a questions.
And you're here, the biggest caveat is you are here. You've got to be present this time. There won't be any Zooming for this. You're here at 4:30. We start dialing at 5. We start listening to the dialers at 5. We're here having staff doing your thing, taking phone calls from 5 to 7. And then boom, someone's got a lucky winner. And it's fun. Last one, what we did was a school teacher. He was a music teacher. And he was overjoyed, so excited to win $1,000 to put towards his school and stuff for his students. It's a huge, great thing.
That is awesome.
And then now, I'm just kidding. We're gonna do this real quick before we start our panel, because we like to listen to the panel, give them that time, not rush them. So what hat run this? What do you got?
Anyone have any students open houses or by our needs? Yeah, this guy's got some.
Cal?
No,
What, they're putting in Cal?
I was pointing at him.
There's something withheld in White Bear Township, Meadow Brook. Have it on. It's gonna be listed for 300. It's a huge equity building opportunity. Late 80s build. This guy bought it in the 80s. He never put a deck on it. He never finished the basement. It's all original. So if you have a client looking to build serious equity in an awesome neighborhood, exterior is super clean. So it's really just a big interior cosmetic job. It's a 1 story. So
Is it a rare?
no, it's a split level, 2 level. So half a story up in a basement.
Perfect. Who else has got listings in particular? Anyone have one up?
And now it's on for like 48 hours.
112.
Oh, look at that.
What's that price range, guys? What was your price range on the 12? 200.
It's 350.
350. All right, those are good numbers. Real quick, I will ask
Wait,
Chris.
he has one. Oh, you have one right now?
It's going on in March, a 2,800 square foot executive townhome in downtown Minneapolis, right on the river. 4-bed, 4-bath, 800,000. And I have a brand new finished walkout basement in Crystal on a huge lot, half acre, which backs up to a little park. I think they'll be in hundreds in early April. Wow.
That's gonna be
Right.
Forrest, this one here, did we already ask if you got that? Did I ask last night? How'd you get that listing?
I got it from
So it's Sphere.
seller of that town. I interviewed with her to sell her son's property. It's kind of a really weird situation, but then she's like, when I saw this, I'm working with you, I didn't even know I was her.
Yeah. That's awesome. That's awesome. I also like to know where they're coming from so that you who are wondering, how do I get more listings? This is it, right? You got to work your sphere. You got to do the work. You got to make the calls. You got to do the follow up.
Absolutely. every coaching call I have with somebody, I'm asking them, where did it come from? And 90% of the time it's that situation. It's a past client or a sphere. Sure.
I have one coming on, it's a North Minneapolis gym. 200K coming on April 13th, about a month. They're open to pre-market showings, so reach out. They actually came from an open house for a year ago that I met and just kept in touch, and we just closed on their new house in Blaine, and we'll see them. Get in touch with those open houses.
Yeah.
It pays off.
Well, they're sphere. Once you've got their information, now they're sphere. So again, that's a keeping in touch with your sphere feasibility.
Happy touches.
That was Pete, for anybody online. That was Pete in the, right before that was.
We have two coming up in the next 2 to 3 weeks. One's a 543 Burnsville. A ton of space, fairly good condition. The exterior needs a little bit of work. That'll be low 400s. And there's a 3-2 in Edina that we have. Pool needs some work as well, but a lot of equity could be built in that. And again,
Yes, sir.
Highland Keys, guys, it doesn't look like it as we look out the window right now, but it is almost lake time of year. We've got one coming up. It's a very cool place. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath on the lake in Deer River, which is about 3.5 hours from where we're sitting. Big house. They've also got a guest house. And I think the lake is about a 400-acre lake, so not gigantic, but great for fishing. It'll be in the probably low 400s, and it'll be around in the first week or 2 of April. It's a great spot.
Awesome. That does sound fantastic.
Anybody online? Great. Awesome. Well, thank you for those. Love that. Now, let's get our special guest, our panel to come forward. Come on. That's Adam Cal. He is a teacher. I know, guys, guy in the middle is. That doesn't look like him, but it's him.
Thank you guys for participating today. Appreciate it.
That's correct.
So we're doing lives worth living. If Cal needs to come hang out or something.
Sure. My idea, by the way.
She understands. How can you not listen? So you guys, this is the 3rd installment of us going through the mission statement, right? And this is an important part of it. Arguably, this is one of my favorites, and this is where we used to stop the mission statement, right? We used to stop here, which is life worth living, right? What does that really mean? And is that enough when we talk about the other two that come after this? It starts, I think, at the top, and it gets us here, right? Here today is a life worth living. So I want you to imagine for a second what that means for you as our guests talk today about what that means for them and how creating this and living a life, living what it means. Take some idea of what that means for you so you can start to format what your life looks like. So let's start with this. What does it mean to have a life worth living to you? Let's start here. What does that mean for you?
I just want to make sure, I want to stay with your question, but they all supplied something. Okay, perfect. Pete's are the first ones. Perfect.
This is awesome. Great. So tell me what this means to you, and let's start there. What does a life worth living mean to you?
Well, the pictures kind of show it there. I'm going on 2 years, in about 6 weeks, I think, my 2-year anniversary with an agent. My previous gig was with a arts nonprofit, and the pandemic hit, and I was laid off. And then my mom was in an assisted living and had a stroke right after that. And so she just passed last fall. And I spent the next 2 years at the nursing home about 5 to 7 days a week. So I landed in real estate, and this was a job that allowed me to take care of my mom, and which was kind of a part-time, sometimes a full-time job in itself. For those 2 years, and allowed me the flexibility to be able to, if I need to be at the nursing home, I can be at the nursing home. And that was, I say those 2 years, taking care of her is the best thing I've done in my life and the most joy that I've gotten. And there's a shot of us in the middle there, sitting by Lake Johanna. I'd get her feet up on the wall, and we would sit and just like watch the geese and the ducks. And those, having the ability to be there for her and to do that and still do my job. My first year, 2022, I blew through my goal by September and surpassed it. And so I could actually, by the time she got really sick and passed, I took probably 4 months where I didn't work a whole lot. I just grieved and I healed and I took care of all the stuff you have to take care of when somebody passes. So for me, what's a life worth living? It's being able to take care of the people that I love and spend time with the people I love, whether it's, you know, friends at the state fair. I have a friend who's a filmmaker, and there's a premiere of his film locally up in the corner. And also more connected to the business for me. I got into real estate because I love building relationships with people and getting to know people. And so I started monthly board game nights. I just had one last night. That was last month's picture in the corner. And I just have had amazing clients over the last couple of years that I've been in business, and they're becoming friends. We hang out and play. I have different people every month come and play board games and talk about their families. And so for me, a life worth living is being able to take care of people that I love and spend time with people I love and have the flexibility to do that.
The thing I think that is awesome about having a life worth living is doing exactly what you said and creating like a board night. I like board games, you know, and being able to do something you like while at the same time working, right? It's creating this where there's this compartmentalization between what we do in our life. In real estate, there really isn't that compartmentalization. It's kind of impossible, right? Because so by then encouraging you to have that space so you can still do the things that you like, but at the same time create better relationships. That's awesome. I appreciate that. Peter, how about you? What does it mean for you to have a life worth living? Life worth living.
Well, where do I start? I can kind of echo what you said. When I first got into the business, my dad had cancer, and I had a choice. I could either continue in a job that I despise, or I could head into real estate full time. And I took that step, and it did allow me that time with my dad towards the end. And I wouldn't change that for a minute. Now you see the pictures, family, grandkids. My son is in business with me, and it's just such a blessing. And so backing up a little bit, I went around and I interviewed all the other companies within 2 miles of my house. I was in Little Canada at the time. Went to Keller. In the first meeting, they said, "Oh, come and sit in on a meeting." And so I did. And I heard this God family work. And I was just blown away by that. I was like, what? Seriously? I've been in retail. I had been in retail for 25 years, and it was all work, work, work. No God. And so when I heard that, I was like, this is the place. And that has been the design of my life, is God family. And you can see it by some of the pictures I love to ski. I think a lot of you know that. I like to share that passion. I teach. During the winter, I take 2 to 3 days a week, and I teach other people. Any of you are welcome to come, even if you just want to have fun, right? Rena came out a couple of weeks ago. It was a blast. Those are the things I love to do. We do, family dinner nights, things like that. Like the board game thing. We're not so much into board games, but we love to eat.
We have great snacks.
I'm there for.
So Keller, I think I alluded to it before, kind of set Carrie up, but taking bowls is like a recharge for me every fall. I do it every fall. I'm not saying not to do it in the spring. It's just a habit I got into, was doing it every fall. And I highly recommend doing that, and then you'll get to that point where I can say yes and I can say no to a lot of things in my life now, and that's what I had, that was my dream, getting out of retail. Any of you have been in retail? I mean, you say no to a lot of things when you're in retail. Have I said no to things in real estate? Really, there's a few times when you get a busy week. Well, the last couple of years, it was pretty busy. What did we do? We just started leveraging a little more. That freed up some of my time. So anyway, I don't know. That's kind of me.
That's kind of Peter. No, I appreciate it. Because I think you kind of, I see the most of the panel, and you do live an abundant life, right? And you share that with people around you because you're happier, because you're living it the way that you want to live it and bringing that abundance.
I want to add one thing. I always wanted to be able to, when I see somebody in need, I help them, whether it's financially, physically, mentally, however. I always want to help them, and a lot of times I didn't have the money to do this. Now I can do it. I don't tell anybody that, right? Like if somebody in here was in need, I wouldn't put it out there. I would just
help them.
Yeah, and that's been a huge blessing in life, be able to do that.
Thank you. Adam, how about you, my friend? What does it mean to you to have a life worth living?
Man, okay, what kind of pictures do we, I didn't get these. Yeah, that's a pretty good breakdown. Family's obviously number one for me. Right now, not only, we have 2 kids under 2 years old, wife that I love more than anything. My parents live in St. Paul, my in-laws are in St. Paul, my sister. My wife has 3 siblings, they're all in the Twin Cities. And life wasn't like this growing up. So right now it's about family, it's super cool. Time is huge, I wouldn't be in the position I'm in now with real estate if I hadn't started investing in real estate 8 years ago. Plug for investing as well. The fact that I had some passive income coming in allowed me to quit my job under and really go full speed into this. I became kind of obsessed with the whole financial independence, personal finance movement in 2015, and kind of dabbled in real estate and property management, internet services management, I called it. And I got to the point where I had achieved best restaurant job anyone was ever going to give me, 6 figures, 32 hours a week. And I just couldn't walk up to somebody and say, hey, how are you doing tonight anymore? I just couldn't do it. I wanted to strangle everybody. It was either become that mean guy, to keep my language PG. I could become the mean guy at work who was just bitter and hard to work with, like I saw other people becoming as they got older in that industry, or I could do something totally new. So I kind of found somebody, Jordan Moorhead, and I kind of like what he's doing. And so I joined the brokerage he was at, and I started to kind of hang out in the office every day. And then one thing led to another, we started working together. But today, a life worth living is, you kind of alluded to, when your mom passed away, this is a business that you can kind of maintain on the sidelines, at least for a short period of time. Can't necessarily grow, but you know, when my wife is recovering from one of these kids, or right now, it's just such chaos at home. I can maintain, I can make my calls. It's such an easy business to scale and train, and I've got some guys I can really rely on to keep the business going, so. Yeah, I feel like I'm rambling, but it's just, I pitch myself because it's like, this is the greatest. It's the greatest job I can imagine, really, as far as time and flexibility goes.
So I think that that's an important place for us. The first things that real estate offers us is time and money, right? The first thing it steals from us is time and money. But in your experience and in being with Keller Williams specifically, right? Because this is our mission statement together. Do you feel that you've been able to create a life worth living because of some of the tools and systems that are available to you? Any of you can answer.
Yeah, absolutely. Shannon and Lynn and Carrie probably specifically. Shannon goes out of town and I don't even understand how a real estate transaction works.
Right.
And I can focus on my relationships and customer service and what I would have to add. Yeah.
Leverage. I just, and you guys can answer this, just, you can shout it out. About how many hours a week do you feel like that your focus work time, right? Because I know we all work. But
Christmas week or right now?
right, what is the amount of time that you are in focus mode in your real estate business, even if that includes investments?
36.
36. I like that number.
Yeah, I'm around 30 to 30.
Okay.
35, 40-ish. The nice thing I like about the flexibility is, I'm a night owl. I'm not gonna be in the office at 8 o'clock in the morning. Never gonna happen. Never gonna happen. But what I like about the flexibility is, I didn't want to go back to a world where I work from 9 to 5. So I'm always sporadically, if a client texts me at 9:30 at night, I don't care, great, we're gonna chat. And with open houses and weekends, we're working weekends, so I like that. I thrive off of variation and flexibility and
a cadence that you control, right?
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I'm okay. I like when I get in the zone and I'm working on something, I want to get in the zone. I'm on the Odd Couple team in St. Paul, and I'm often there I come in the afternoon. Everybody else is gone at 7 o'clock at night, and I'm in my zone, right? And I'm making my calls. My people pick up at night a lot, so I like to do my calls in the evening and get them to come to game night. Come to game. So that it's all for me. It is all that time and that making my schedule what it needs to be on a day, not just on a day-to-day basis. And it's worked really well for me.
The last question I would ask of all of you is, in having a life worth living, are you bringing more abundance to the lives of people around you? Are you focused on that, right? Right now you're focused on 2 little ones, right? But you're bringing the abundance of their life. Are there different things that you've learned now that you're moving forward with as living a life with purpose, a designed choice? Do you feel like this is enriching your life more and more as you go? Are you finding more time, more joy, more life worth living by doing the things that you're supposed to do? Yeah. That's a question, I suppose.
I think
Right? Like in the abundance of doing this, you guys, and as you guys are standouts, you guys are delivering on a daily basis and having a life worth living. You're all working somewhere under 40 hours a week. That is time that is specified for this, and that allows you abundance of other things. So are you encouraging other people to do the same thing by living that life?
Short answer, yes.
Yeah.
Of course. The people that I'm surrounded with, and mainly family.
Yeah.
Yes, I pour into them.
One of the feedback that we got from some of our attendees from some of the other sessions, and specifically, we talked about the newer agents or agents with less experience, that it seems, everybody says it's hard. I don't think what you're getting today with these gentlemen is hard, right? It's consistency, it's doing the work, it's working the model, right? And understanding why our mission statement is the way that it is, to allow you an opportunity to have a life worth living. Something that you get up every morning for and you're excited about, right? Something where you have an idea of what you're earning and you know that you're going to continue to be able to do the things that you do, like give when you want to give, take time off, or take time that's specified with a parent that you don't ever get that time again, or where you're at, being able to spend time today, right?
There you go.
You said it all. Yep. And so that's the important part.
Brother.
So, you know what, guys, thank you very much.
And I can just add one thing. And what kept coming to me as we're sitting here is start with the end in mind. Just begin with that. Where do you want to go? And just write it out.
Because that will inform your plan when you start with the end in mind, right?
I would just add too, really about, you hear this a lot, Keller Williams, but it really is about relationships. And a lot of what I do, doesn't feel like work.
Yeah.
Because it's, especially as I'm now been in it for almost 2 years, I'm starting to get this bank of former clients.
Yeah.
And I love having conversations with them. I love communicating with them and bring your friend to game night. And then I meet a couple of their friends. And so a lot of, I think, what makes this a life worth living is if you focus on the relationship part and I think all of us like to be around people, I hope. That I get a lot of joy from that. Just that, I'm not sitting always at a computer behind a desk.
Yep. Yeah, and that's what business comes from that. Business comes from spending time with friends at night playing board games.
A life worth
That's exactly how it works.
A life worth living isn't going to be, you're not going to define that by the time you spend in a room banging the phones. Well, that's beneficial. It's finding those relationships, building those relationships, creating that.
Open houses, it's like, I love talking to people at open houses, and I have that, and people are, I've had a lot of clients come through and they, even afterwards, said they were looking for an agent. They're interviewing you when you come in.
Absolutely.
Are you personable? Are you engaging? Do you seem to know what you're talking about? Do you know the market? Do you know what's going on in the neighborhood? That's how I had this closing this morning. Those are the folks that I met at an open house a year ago. And yeah, so it's all about talking to people. And when you think, and if you focus on that, it is easy. I mean, it takes time and it takes work and effort, but talking to people is easy.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, that's all it is. When you strip away everything else, it's simply about having a real estate conversation with somebody as many times as you can, right? That comes organically from just being in relationship with people. So it's a beautiful industry.
It really is.
If you could give, if you could give just one word of advice to, obviously to everyone, but really to our newer, to they've been doing this for 90 days or less maybe. What would you say?
Stick with it. If you're talking to people and having conversations and engaging, it's gonna happen. I was very doubtful when I started.
I had no doubt. You are gonna kill it. You just, yeah.
I had that 6 months or income set aside, and I'm like, I don't know. And I joined, pretty quickly. I joined a team because I knew I needed that environment. And I Paul, there's my coach on the Odd Couple team, and he knows how skeptical I was at the beginning. Yeah, he wanted to strangle me. But it's been fantastic. I made more money in 2022 than I ever made in any of my previous several careers as a teacher, as a nonprofit worker. And it didn't feel like I did that much more work. It didn't, because what I was doing. Stick with it.
Said one word, steady. Take it for what it is.
Coffee.
And what was yours?
Stick with it.
Stick with the coffee, steady, stick with it.
And I mean socially coffee, also, but sitting down and talking,
Have it.
regardless. if it's Stale in the next 6 months or not, just.
Get coffee.
And it's fun, I think, for like us on leadership, I think myself, Nick, Matt, Al, Jordan, Sean, Linda, when we talk outside of like with the group here, but we'll talk like together, and it's fun because we'll say, did you see what so-and-so just did on Facebook with their family? Did you see what so-and-so just was able to buy? It's exciting for us to see that come through all of you as well. You know, so that's where I feel like that's kind of that lives worth living, like even for us, just to see like, wow, like, that's a happy moment. And because we obviously get to know you as you come in, and like when I came in and getting to know agents that they weren't maybe doing those things before. It's fun to see. I love that.
Can we leave you guys with this on this topic? If you haven't done this, if you haven't written it down, write down, do I have a life worth living? If you don't have a life worth living, if you go, yeah, I hate this, I don't like this. This is an opportunity for you in a shift to shift your own business, to shift your own mindset, and to get to a place where you can say, I love this. And next year I'm going to be on a panel that talks about, I've created a life worth living. I've developed the process and the systems so that I no longer have to sit in that negativity that sometimes we're drawn to. So thank you guys again very much. We appreciate your wisdom. You are, you're a testament to what we do here. I appreciate it. Here. Jesus, there's Jason. All right. All right. We got, birthday is today. All right. You guys get a chance.
Celebrating her birthday.
She is celebrating her birthday, but if you get a chance up on Facebook, wish her happy birthday. Maybe wishing her happy birthday on our page. Wish her happy birthday. But Jason, Shelly, Marissa, Lisa Lee, Austin, and Solange have all capped. Congratulations.
First closing. Started in October.
We're starting, yep. Ooh, home runs. Yeah. And Witter Tackle, Clayton Healy, Jane Conkey, Jason Koenig, Jeff Schemmel, Yvonne Claypool. Remember, that is one listing taken, one contract written, and one contract all within the same month. You did that home run. Awesome. Top rankings. We'll kind of run through these quickly because I know we're getting at, we're gonna expect that time. We got about 3 minutes. Listings taken volume. Look at our top individuals, top teams, top groups. Love it. Again. Written volume. Kind of fun seeing some different names up there again. So top individuals, top teams, top groups.
Well, everybody.
Love it. Nice. Brenda, awesome. Oh, that's great. Another- Yeah, okay. Hold on. Oh, that's right. Perfect. Was this the next one? Yeah. Top individuals, top teams, top groups. Love it. I've seen those. And our listings sold volume. Individuals, teams, and groups. Awesome. And again, remember, if you want to share on your social media, get our most wonderful Sean right back here, shoot him an email. We can make you cool graphics, can help you get stuff to share on your social media as well to get your stuff out there. I think all I have is just thank you and see you all tomorrow evening.
We're excited, you guys, tomorrow night, a great night, see you all dress up, we're gonna have some fun. Jason Padovas in the room if you want to have a conversation with him. I look forward to finally sneak in the back.
It's real,
Nobody.
just step back.
Yeah.